I recorded a message on this subject months ago, but I didn't have the guts to share it. And then today, on my run, I was assaulted with this word, and I can no longer resist it. When I was about 18 years old, I had this gig. I worked at this nightclub called Baltazar, and it was like a cave at this club. And I was their featured dancer, and it was just me and some bongo players. And so one night, the bongo drummers, they had booked a gig after our set to go and play a house party. And because I'm uber vigilant, I had my friend Misha, this big, huge Serbian guy. He was an actor that I worked with. And I had him accompany me to this house party just to make sure that everything was okay. During my performance, there was these two girls, and they were being so nice to me, and I was so surprised because girls don't really like me normally. And they kept giving me drinks, like I was double fisting it at some point. But I didn't really get drunk because I was dancing, I was doing my set, and afterwards I felt very heavy, and I was like, I need to go get my jacket upstairs. I need to go home. And the girls were like, oh, we'll take you upstairs. And so they went, one grabbed one arm, one grabbed the other arm. Like I could barely even walk. And they took me up the steps, and they opened this bedroom door and threw me in and threw me down on the bed. And I couldn't even talk. I was like, whoa, I was so heavy, and I was scared. Like I was being attacked by these women, and they blindsided me completely. I didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Misha opens the door, and he's like, Michelle, and I couldn't talk. Like, I'm telling you guys, I was just frozen there. I was like, and he turns on the light, and he sees, what was happening. He was like, hell yeah. He's like, can I join in? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh. And I couldn't talk, but I guess Misha saw the tears streaming down my face, and he picked me up with my torn clothes, and he carried me out of that party, and everybody saw me. I was like limp in his arms. I also worked on set at the time, and these girls made sure to tell everybody that I did all this stuff with them willingly, which, obviously I was completely inebriated, and it was humiliating at the time. Not so much because of what people were saying or thinking about me in the film industry, that I was easy, that I would do stuff with women, that anybody could just, get me to do whatever they wanted with them, which was not the case, but more so because I'm super strong and they're just girls. I protect myself from men all the time, but these were women, and I couldn't protect myself against them. And I felt really weak and powerless. This was not the first time I have been assaulted, nor the last. But I know how to disconnect myself from my body. I do not have my being through the body. But not everybody has this power. And so I am sharing this word so that I can empower somebody out there who might need to hear it. My children and I, we just moved, and the teacher that stands at the gate to let the kids in, I can tell that she is a lesbian, and I can read her completely, her thoughts, and she looks at me with perversion, but el enemigo siempre de frente, and she does not trigger me. And so I want to let you know how I was able to overcome this, and every other assault, in fact. That trauma response that you get when you float above yourself and you feel so detached. This is not a bad thing. You need to shift your perspective. And I'm not talking about the way you see them. You need to change the way you see yourself. You are floating above yourself. So why do you see yourself beneath them? You are above, and you are never beneath. Go get it. Accept it with love. Endure it with patience. Return it with force. This